Hello guys, welcome to a new video of how to sound like me. But just not like me. And I don't want you guys to see their approach as like, I'm trying to be like him. It's what are the things that we can do together from my playing that you can implement to your playing. So today I'm gonna teach you 3 things or 3 approaches of mine when it comes to playing to sound like me. Number 1, if we play a song, what are the things that I can do different so it feels different? And that's for me, every time I play a song, I always have a different approach. It doesn't matter what I do. For example, if I play in the key of A, it doesn't matter if I'm playing spirit keys or if I'm playing a song or if I'm playing whatever it is, I have understood the feel and that transmits through music to people. And I understood that importance of that. So it's like, it's different from playing just like, to have a little bit more feel and a little bit more emotions when it comes to playing, just feel it. So you can like, being able to transmit that emotion. And part of that, when it comes to the feel, it comes to adding different notes here and then to make it sound different. Because I can make that same walk down sound different probably 3-4 more times. For example, and now it has a different emotion. But just the fact that I can take that same thing and move it just an octave up, it even adds a little bit more of emotion. So now it's just like, so it's like just doing the same thing an octave up, it changed the emotion. So many years ago, I understood that and say, hey, depending on what I'm doing in the song that I'm doing, if I try to add a little bit more emotional feel, let's play a little bit higher. Now, if I try to, complement more the team and things like that, then let's move a little bit lower. So my tip for that, it's like start understanding when it comes to feel and time and place for the things that you have to do. And again, I can go to another key and have, a different walk up. Or now instead of walking down, I can walk up. So I can be and say, let's do. And again, I'm gonna take that same approach and move it just an octave up, and it's gonna add a different emotion. So again, it's just those little details that for me, it's like adding that emotion when you play. And I don't mean it to just like fake it, but that's something that you develop by time by playing more in your own time, just not showing up to church, trying that when you're playing live. But at home, when it's just you and yourself, you find yourself in those little moments. And sometimes kids player, they have an approach that they say, well, if I try to be quieter or I try to be more emotional, then I have to play quieter. And I feel like, well, that has a valid point, but what if you just move an octave up? And you also, as keys players, you have to understand the importance of playing spirit keys. When you're playing spirit keys, you're just not playing just to play. You are transmitting the message between the pastor and the congregation at the most deepest time of the sermon. He's wrapping up his sermon, he's making the points. So I feel like understanding that instead of just playing quieter, what if you take that same approach and you just move it an octave up? And you try that. Again, you don't try that when you are at church. You try that when you're like a great exercise is like if you are able to put sermons from pastors or your own pastor, put the sermon and play under him, just like you were playing at church. Like I do that a lot. Again, those are the little things that a lot of people don't see, and I don't have to say it. That's in my own practice, and that's what makes me in those small moments a better musician when it comes to coming on stage. Now we move to number 2. Point number 2 is time and place. And what do I mean for time and place? Time and place for everything. I have understood many years ago that sometimes less is more. And you might say, yeah, less is more, whatever. Everything in music has its time and place. So sometimes I feel like keys players throughout the whole service, trying to play more than what they should. And you have to understand that when it comes to church, it's about ministry. It's about complementing each other. And I have understood that many years ago. Sometimes it's a little bit tough when you're telling me that all I have to do is blow chords or keep it simple. But again, when you have this approach, a lot of people will appreciate you more than anything. Because for me, I have understood many years ago and say, yeah, I could do all these runs and I could do all these things, but is that what is called for me to do at church? And sometimes you have to understand that it's not all about you and how you can sound better, but it's how, for me especially, it's like what are the things that I can do to complement my team better? And that comes to sometimes just keep it simple. And that's it. For example, this past weekend we played the song King of Kings. Super simple song, doesn't ask a lot for the keys player, but play that intro line and blow chords. So when I have started understanding that, we played that song in the key of D, and for me, it was just to keep it simple. And then when we go to the verse, all I did this weekend was, in the darkness, we will wait without hope, without love. Whatever. And I could say, I'm just gonna play what I feel, and I'm just gonna play what I feel because what I feel is right. And I'm just gonna play. Did it sound bad? It didn't sound bad for me. But now, is that what the song requires? Probably not. And so just to be able to have a different approach, the time and place for things. Now, there's some songs that you can be, if we're playing Firm Foundation, that's a different approach to a song. Because now it's like, now I can be a little bit more free. I can be a little bit more free, but again, everything has its times and place. So number 2, find your time, find the place, and how you can be a complement to your team. When it comes to church, it's not about you. It's what you can do to complement your ministry and your church. Number 3. The number 3 is the most important one for me. And just be yourself. Before we go to stage, through my empty mic, I tell people, all the team, I'd say, hey, give Jesus your best and have fun. Because at the end, it's all about worshiping God. And, God is fun. And, you should be able to, when you're playing and you're worshiping, to be able to just be you. And I want to make a point in this, and it's to be able to understand that when it comes to be you, when you look back the 2 points, you say, well, Isaac, you just told me that you want me to be me, but you don't want me to, to play like I want to play, but you want me to play simple, but you want me to have a different approach. To get to number 3, you have to be able to master number 1 and number 2. And when you do that, you understand that 1 is not about you, like I said in number 2, and 1, you understand the feeling and the approach to the song. But when you're on stage, you have to be able to understand that now it's just time to worship and have fun, to worship Jesus, to use your gift for His glory, because He deserves it all. So when you do that, when you come into stage, you have a freedom to be able to say, I'm just gonna play now. Because when it comes down to just going, and that's where you have rehearsals, practice on your own. Again, don't wait until rehearsal to say, I'm gonna try this. Rehearsal should be a complement where the whole team comes together and then we glue together. And then the things that you practice, that you implemented at rehearsal and say, that didn't work. Actually, let me try this. And then when you do that, then you rehearsal, and then when you come to service, it's all about having fun and being yourself. So number 3, be yourself, have fun, give your best to Jesus, and use, the gifts that he gave you for his glory. And you will say, Isaac, you just give me 3 points, but none of them are about sound. I have not heard you talk about the piano or the pads or what you use. And that's fine, because we have a lot of videos of those that we talk about sound and the sounds that I use from Sunday Keys, the ones that are my favorite, and a bunch of videos that we talk about how to sound like Brandon Lake or Phil Wicking, and we have those in the channel. I want you to understand that when it comes to sound, for me, to Isaac, it's more about just the sounds. It's about what you do with the sounds. I can have the best piano ever, but if I don't know how to utilize it, and I don't know how to, play it in the right way, or how to make it sound good, just not because the way the sound is, it's because of what I make the sound. When you have these approaches, and when it comes to playing, for me, it's very important, more than the sound, it's how you utilize that sound.